Hello, I'm Chris. In this video, I'll show you how to drive a manual car in a city. When you're in stop-start traffic, good clutch control is essential. Let's take a quick look at how to do it. But if you know how to do clutch control already, then skip ahead in the chapters below. To be good at clutch control, you first need to know how to find the biting point. So I'll show you that first, and then we'll have a look at how to use clutch control to creep slowly. Let's get ready to go. Press the clutch all the way to the floor, select first gear. Press the gas pedal slightly to get the revs up to about 1.5, but you don't have to be precise, as long as the car makes a little more noise like this. This is ideal when moving off on a flat road to help the car not stall. Now slowly raise the clutch to find the biting point, also known as half clutch in some countries. The first part of raising the clutch doesn't do anything, and about halfway up you'll feel the biting point, not in the clutch pedal, but the back of the car dips. The front raises a little, and the engine sound changes slightly. Once you've got the biting point, keep the clutch still. The car wants to go, and the only thing holding it back is the parking brake. For practice, try pressing the clutch all the way down and finding the biting point again. It's in the same place every time. Practice getting the biting point quicker. This will help for situations like when you're at traffic lights, they turn green and you don't want to take ages to go. The biting point is in a slightly different place in every car, but it's similar. You can get different amounts of biting point. If you raise the clutch more, then it can overpower the parking brake and make the car move when you don't want it to. You've set the gas and got the biting point. Check all around, and if it's safe to move off, then release the parking brake and keep your feet still for about 3 seconds once you're moving. Going faster than a walking speed, above about 5 miles per hour, gently release the clutch. If you release the clutch too soon, then it might stall. Or if you release the clutch quickly with gas, then you'll zoom off. Let's now have a look at how to drive really slowly using clutch control, and then I'll show you how to use clutch control in some real situations. I don't have the parking brake on, and I want to creep forward and turn right really slowly. To do this, release the foot brake, a little gas, biting point. Clutch down loses the biting point so the car slows down. Raise the clutch to the biting point to creep slowly. Dip the clutch a pound coin thickness to drive slower. Hold the clutch to maintain this speed. Then raise the clutch all the way with gas to drive faster than about 5 miles per hour. So between 0 to roughly 5 miles per hour, you have to use clutch control. If you don't use clutch control, then the car will stall if you try and drive really slowly. I've stopped, and I'm not using the parking brake. I'll release the foot brake, gas, and hold the biting point to move. Off gas, and clutch down to slow down. Gas and hold the biting point to creep. Off gas, clutch down, and brake to go slower. Then gas and biting point to creep. And this is clutch control. Understandably, some new drivers are worried about wearing out the clutch. With use, some car components will wear out over time, eventually even the clutch. But holding the biting point for about 3 seconds as you creep is what it's designed to do. If you often hold the biting point for long periods of time, then you are going to wear out the clutch quicker. It is possible to creep forward and move off without any gas, but there's more chance of stalling, especially when you want to move off quickly, or if you're on a hill. So whether you're driving a diesel or a petrol car, I'd always recommend pressing the gas first, then get the biting point. Bear in mind, pressing the gas a little as you creep slowly using clutch control helps the car not stall, but it won't affect the speed, as the clutch is in control. But releasing the clutch quickly, with lots of gas, will make the car move off fast. And of course, once you've released the clutch, then pressing the gas will make the car accelerate. When you press the clutch down or raise it to the biting point, try to keep your heel off the floor. If you don't, there's a good chance your foot will gradually slip up the pedal and get stuck. You'll then have to do an awkward wiggle to get your foot back down. Although some people like to rest their heel on the floor once they've got the biting point for a bit more support. Not everyone likes doing this, so as usual, do what works best for you. And in case you didn't know, shoes with thin soles will help you feel the pedals better. Now you know how to do clutch control, let's drive in London and find some situations to learn from. Driving in a busy area like London takes a lot of concentration and awareness of your surroundings. The two lanes are merging into one. I'm checking my mirrors, quick glance over my shoulder in case anyone overtakes at the last moment. Road signs relevant to me are a speed limit change to 20 miles per hour and no U-turns. Cycle lane on the left. I'm in first gear, clutch at the biting point briefly so that I can drive at this slow walking pace, raising the clutch gently to make the car move more. I'm not using any gas at this point. Looking past this vehicle in front, I can see the bus slowing down. Clutch down and braking to slow down. Creeping forward, little use of the gas, clutch at the biting point to make the car creep at about 2 miles per hour. Motorcyclist and cyclist approaching on my left. Mirror checking here, as always, is essential. In this car, to slow down below 5 miles per hour, I have to lower the clutch down to slow down further. If I don't lower the clutch, then the car will start to shake, judder and stall. Raise the clutch with a little gas to speed up and lower it down to slow down, braking to slow down even more. If I was to release the clutch all the way now, then the car would jump forward too quickly. Now I want to move more, I can release the clutch gently, still using a little gas. Now off gas, clutch down, gently braking to slow down further. Now a little gas, raising the clutch to the biting point to creep slowly. Raising the clutch gently to speed up. Be careful not to hold the biting point too long, as this will lead to increased wear of the clutch, and it can cost a lot of money to replace. So only hold the biting point for very short distances. A little gas, and raise the clutch gently when you want to move faster. Be careful not to focus your attention on one small area, such as staring at the vehicle in front, but scan the entire area around you, including your mirrors. Constantly be on the lookout for hazards. To put it simply, a hazard is anything that may require you to alter your speed, position or direction. If you're not observing properly, then hazards such as cyclists and motorcyclists can seem like they appear out of nowhere. Frequent, quick scans of your surroundings will reduce your risk of an accident. Take in what you see and try to anticipate what might happen next. I'm keeping my distance from the car in front, as this gives me a better view of the road ahead and more time to react if they brake suddenly. The traffic lights are green, but anticipating that they may change. Keep up to date with what's happening in front of you, either side and behind. In slow-moving traffic, you can expect vulnerable cyclists and motorcyclists to approach either side of you, and to weave in between vehicles. Distracted pedestrians can also step into the road at any time, so stay focused. 30 miles per hour speed limit ahead. Other drivers can make mistakes, so be ready for it and try not to get annoyed or angry, as this can affect your ability to drive safely and increases your risk of having an accident. By maintaining space around your car, also called a safety bubble, allows you room to react and manoeuvre. It's always a good idea to be able to see a little bit of road between you and the car in front when stationary in traffic, as you never know when you might need it. It's a nice day, and there's lots of pedestrians and cyclists about. Keep up the planning ahead, concentrate, and anticipate any hazards. There's a motorcyclist approaching behind. Are they going to overtake me on this tight road? As usual, try to be ready for anything. I'm following the road ahead at the crossroads. The warning sign means two-way traffic crosses one-way road, and there's a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit. Checking both ways and ahead, watching the motorcyclist, double checking, triple checking, all safe, up to second gear. I'm on a one-way road with a contraflow cycle lane. This means that although vehicles can only travel one way, I can expect oncoming cyclists on the right-hand side of this tight road. Pedestrian crossing ahead. Pedestrians have pressed the button at the crossing, anticipating the lights might change. Always keep crossings clear, and make sure when you're in slow moving traffic that you can get past the pedestrian crossing without stopping on it. Also, be careful of pedestrians that might walk out in between cars. I can see the flashing beacons for a zebra crossing. Checking both sides, all clear. I'm at a red traffic light and I've got a yellow box junction ahead. I need to make sure that when the traffic light is green, that I can make it past the box junction without stopping on it. Green traffic light, and there's enough space ahead so I can go. There were no shortage of hazards earlier, so I'm going to drive back over Tower Bridge, and I can see the two lanes merging into one. Clutch is down into first gear, I can see the pedestrians are looking to cross. Oncoming cyclist. I let the car next to me merge in front, checking my mirrors, quick check over my shoulder, steering away from the cycle lane. Watching the cyclists on the pavement. Driving in stop-and-go traffic typically gives you the worst fuel economy. It is also more wearing on certain car components. To help save fuel, try not to speed up and brake harshly. Instead, accelerate lightly and brake gently in plenty of time. This not only saves fuel, but is also a less stressful way of driving. Keeping up to date with my mirror checks, I can see some cyclists approaching on my left. Cyclists and motorcyclists are vulnerable and have as much right to share the road as anyone else. Be especially careful before changing lanes or turning left, as cyclists might be in your blind spot. Properly observe before emerging from a junction, as cyclists and motorcyclists are harder to see. And always check it's safe before opening your car door. For more information on cycle lanes, have a look at our other video. Ice cream van ahead, which is attracting a lot of people on this hot day. I'm scanning the road, especially looking out for any children that might run across. Also making sure there isn't anyone in front of it about to run out. It might sound like an obvious thing to say, but knowing where you're going definitely helps. It might be a town, road name, or number, and keep a lookout for road markings and signs showing which lane or turn you need, so that you can get into position in good time. Failing to look properly causes a high number of accidents each year. Simple human errors cause a majority of accidents. Stay alert at all times. Don't be distracted, and don't drive tired. I'm following the road ahead at the crossroads, and I can see it is now clear. I'm going to keep checking though, just in case I've missed anything. Let's have a closer look at this next scene. Always anticipate what will or might happen next. There's a zebra crossing ahead. I've checked both sides and it seems clear, but I've also got to anticipate that someone might run across at the last moment. A pedestrian could also walk out between these parked cars. It's important to take in all the information that is available to you, including what you see in your mirrors. There's also a car ahead indicating to turn right. They might turn before me or wait. Either way, I've got to be ready to act. There's also a junction on the right and on the left. Checking my interior mirror, easing off gas, cars turning. Parked cars can hide potential hazards, such as pedestrians. Horses on my left, checking my interior mirror, slowing down. Zebra crossing, someone wanting to cross. I'm turning left, and as always, be ready for pedestrians that might be crossing the road. Bus lanes are common in the town or city, and are marked by a thick white line. Every bus lane has its own times of operation. This blue sign shows the vehicles that are allowed to use it between these days and times. This bus lane is in operation 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, so I'll have to avoid this one. If you're allowed to use the bus lane and it's safe and convenient, then use it, as it allows others to overtake you if they want. There's a bus lane on the left that's in operation between Monday to Saturday, 7 AM to 7 PM. As today is Saturday and it's 4:15 PM, I'll have to avoid it. Keep further away from larger vehicles such as lorries and buses. If you can't see their mirrors, then the driver can't see you. Keeping your distance will also give you a better view of the road ahead. If you can do so safely, then give priority to buses, especially when they signal to move off. If you're behind a bus, then look out for any bus stops ahead, as they might be stopping. Be careful of any pedestrians running across the road from the right for the bus, and if it's safe, then overtake, but also be careful of pedestrians crossing the road in front of the bus. One-way roads are common in towns and cities. Look out for this blue arrow sign and any road markings. If I was going to emerge right out of this road, then I'd be positioned to the right. Look out for one of these signs to know if the one-way road you're on is joining a two-way road. To help ease traffic congestion, some city centres have tram systems. Bear in mind that tram tracks can be slippery when wet or dry, so try to avoid driving on them. Don't forget that trams can approach you quietly and at speed. They also can't manoeuvre around you or stop quickly. Always give priority to trams. If you want more information on how to deal with trams, then have a look in the highway code. Watch this video next to learn how to do hill starts with and without the parking brake. Thanks a lot for watching, please like and subscribe, and bye for now.